playing where like shotguns could like shoot twice, right? When you double pump,
yeah.
right? They re-release it in some random thing. People won't be like, they'll be like, oh, this is fucking bullshit. But they'll still be happy about the game. If Riot tries to release some like BS like that, if it doesn't get hotfixed in 2 days, people get pissed. They get upset. It's actually ridiculous. Like there is no good faith left of Riot Games. Whereas like, cause Epic is so new and they've done everything so well, they have such good. They literally can do no wrong at all.
He's not wrong.
Riot
Also,
stuff with Clash. And then it just went down.
Yeah, Riot's like trying to build back the good faith.
Sad.
And Clash was like their big project across every region in the world. The week
Clash.
It's
Clash,
like their
it's like ranked fives kind of. It's like professional 5 or whatever, but it's like you just bring up your team, your friends IRL, play like a game of U5, and then you go through a bracket phase of like it's like a mini tournament.
I was in the commercial for that.
Yeah, it's like a mini tournament, and
then I heard it just didn't
after
really
like people
work
loved
out.
it after like the beta phase, and then it came out, and the first day it came out, it didn't work.
It broke on every region.
What do you mean it broke?
Every
Like it was functional?
region.
Yeah,
Functionally,
it didn't work.
It did not work because every region had it on the same day. Because that's their
shit.
big launch.
Yeah.
It broke. People got so
That's
pissed.
disappointing.
And
It
then
hasn't
they just
been
like
here.
scrapped it?
It's
No,
been,
no,
They're
it's-
working on it, but it's been like 3 weeks and it hasn't been
it
back.
hasn't been back.
It's
So,
supposed to
like,
be every once a week.
It's like their good faith, you know. It's hard. The thing about that is like it's really hard to pick up the pieces and rebuild.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, like you really have to add like that's why Riot Games at the very beginning they were so good with their community. They had a lot. I'm sure Fortnite has like figures from their community that you look to and are recognizable. You know.
Actually,
Yeah. I mean, well,
for content creators maybe because we talk to them, but I think for the general Fortnite community,
they
no.
have someone doing
general
patch
faces.
notes,
Yeah, they have like, so Eric and then pretty much Eric, I think, is the only face that the community sees.
right? Well, before with
And
League,
KL.
with League of Legends, you used to have a lot of faces. Like you used to know people from art. So the big Iron Stylist used to be our biggest artist. He drew a lot of birds. That's all you needed to know. He made Leona Diana and drew a lot of birds. He was famous for that. And you'd see like Freak, you'd see Nikasor, you'd see all these people on camera that were recognizable, and eventually like they got pushed
It
aside.
like made you attached to
Exactly.
the game, the community.
and
Civ made a song on Nikasor.
What?
Said Civ made a song on
Yeah.
Nikasor.
Damn, you're old school. I never even
Yeah,
watched Civ's videos.
You
I was
are
that,
actually.
Yeah?
like,
You're
yeah.
more old school than him.
Yeah, I started season 4, and I was like so
That's
casual.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You're hardcore.
Feels good.
You're
Little
fucking casual.
Oh, do you want to know the way I got into League?
What?
So my cousin came from Florida, and he seen me just on my laptop, and he was like, "Are you playing that stupid game that everyone's playing?" And I was like, "No, I'm playing a shooter game, free to play, AVA." And he was like, "Oh, you got to check out this game that everyone's playing down in Florida." And I was like, "Oh, really? What is it?" And he was like, "League of Legends." And I was like, "Okay, I'll try it out." And that was when I played the game playing for the first time.
I literally tried out League because all my friends quit Heroes of New Earth. And my brother was like, "You want to play League with me?" My friends are playing this game. I'm just like, I have no friends left, so yeah, sure.
That was bad.
Same.
Goddamn.
Actually, now that I think about it, it's kind of sad because I first started playing because all of my friends played, and I loved the community feel, or at least having nice people help me play. And I feel like the community was much nicer back then. And as you said, there were like people that you recognized. And then I feel like as time went on, you know, some of my friends moved on to other games. I'm glad I made like streamer friends, but at the end of the day, I found myself playing ranked every day. And who would I interact with? Like 4 teammates and 5 people, and like there's a good chance someone in there hates me or like wants me to die because I missed a skill shot or whatever it is, right? And it's really sad to see that toxicity.
I over time, Riot, like, just look at the League of Legends subreddit. Literally, people just get pissed. Not anything. This skin's the wrong color. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
there's
Yeah.
every single day there's something. It's like this little thing is off.
And you
need
just
to fix
can't,
it.
like, you.
They don't even
They-
meme it. They're just
No,
like
They're
furious, right?
unable to be nice about
You
it.
don't understand. Like, I do patch note previews. So one of the things, this is the most innocuous thing. Like something at the very bottom, it was a skin for Eve. The tempos, the skin is she has human, like pale, colored skin, and in the in game she has blue skin. And I just looked at that. I was like, I made a joke about it being like Frankenstein. And it got over to the top of the subreddit, and people were just like, "Look, Scarra says this shit isn't good. I agree with him. Why would Riot ever do this shit?" They fixed it in a day, and I'm just like, was that really that big of a problem? I feel bad because people were messaging me like, I liked her blue skin. Look what you fucked up. I'm just like, I was just a joke, dude. I'm sorry, but like people got so pissed.
Yeah.
Literally, if stuff goes on the PBE within an hour, people are like, they're buffing Fizz right now or changing Fizz. Everyone from Fizz mains literally donate. They donate to me. They're like, talk to Riot about this. You know what to do. Don't let them nerf my champ. I'm like, I don't have those kind of connections, dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
Nerf my champ.
They think you got Mark Merrill on
No,
speed dial
exactly.
or
I'm
something.
just like,
That's whenever something happens to Yasuo, they're like, tell Riot, please. But actually, like, Riot asks me, like, whenever this recent
nice.
nerf to Yasuo, they ask me, like, tell me what do you think of him? If he's good or bad, if he needs a buff,
dude,
nerf.
that's
like,
cheating because you know the playtester and he's a Yasuo main.
Yeah.
Dude,
I got connections.
There's a
out there.
person on the live design playtest team that mains Yasuo and like he
I
talks
met
to
him,
him. Yeah, he's actually super cool. But like it's really funny.
But yeah, I mean, there's like good and bad for both games.
Yeah, so
But like the one thing about League that I think probably made it easier for me to play Fortnite consistently was like I noticed I just like didn't feel that mad about games. Like sometimes you'd be like, dang, like I lost, like I got second, or you die in some stupid way, right? But you're never mad because of other players, which is really nice.
I mean,
Even you said like it started
Yeah.
it started making you like a little bit toxic, and looking back now I'm like, damn, me too.
Really, I flame
And,
my
like-
team. Even when I play Fortnite, if I play with my IRL friend, I'm like, you stupid.
Yeah, but that's fun. Like you're playing with friends, so you're never gonna like feel like shit because of it. Especially not because of like random people. I was playing with him, and I remember like someone killed him or something. And I remember when I'd play with my friends in League that were pros, and it's like if someone killed you, they would just like, oh, we should talk endlessly in all chat. Like now I can take your spot on C9, TSM, wherever you play on, or like whatever they say. Like you don't have to feel that so directly on Fortnite,
yeah.
which is nice.
I've gotten so adjusted to the League toxicity that legit just doesn't affect me.
Ooh.
I think
They're just League players. Like I've like heard the most fucked up shit that like whenever something
Actually-
happens, I'm like, haha, nice one.
It's funny
Good
because
shit.
I actually, when it comes to like toxicity in League, I wish I would have kept playing League, and with like the mindset that I have now about like
Like to
learning and getting
challenge
better and shit.
yourself?
Yeah.
like
Like I think if Fortnite ever dies, I'm gonna go and play League.
Where rank were you in League?
oh
That's like.
You
what
just
rank was I in League?
slash
No, I was
mute
really
all.
bad. Like, I was like, I think I peaked like plat 5.
dude, it's
That's
no
not
problem.
terrible.
Darshan started unranked, and he's competitive right now. He literally in 2 seasons got to like LCS.
Damn.
But I think one of the biggest things is like especially because Riot has done this on purpose. You can't solo carry as hard, right? But if I'm playing an FPS game with a person who's really good, I get my ass carried like no one does this.
Oh, yeah.
Like it is
Yeah.
disgusting how hard I played with like CS:GO players who are actually good, or Overwatch players who are actually just nuts. And I look at the scoreboard at the end, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like 21 kills. I'm like I'm
Oh,
negative
man, I
kills.
know.
Like holy shit,
Accidentally
like
pop somebody in the head one time.
no, exactly. So it's like nuts how hard you can carry. So I think that's like really enjoyable to be able to carry that hard.
Yeah.
Where in League, it's like you're always like that's why you flame your teammates, right?
Yeah,
But-
if they miss one skill shot, it could literally determine the game.
You're
Like
just
like
cheese.
one little thing. Morgana misses that binding, you lose a 2v2 fight bot lane.
Game's
It's over.
over,
Just
yeah.
go next. Like there's 20 minutes.
But it's funny because like I'm kind of like you, where like I got adjusted to a way more toxic game. Like Heroes of New Earth was like, it's literally like almost all the pros there were like stupidly toxic. And the game encouraged it. There was no restrictions on it. You just got to do whatever you want. No, there literally you were able to pause 3 times in every game, and people would just abuse the pause system to BM you. So what happened?
Pause.
Like you literally
That
pause.
sounds
You globally
pause.
terrible.
Yeah,
That sounds so
and so like you,
Oh my-
anyone can pause, and like
Funny for one game,
And,
I
like,
would get
a couple
cheese.
people had to combine to unpause. So
Yeah.
what would happen was you get the first blood, you get the solo kill, you'd pause, and then you'd hit your macro that spams all chat and it just drops G's like all the way down. And that would be what you do when you kill someone. That's literally Heroes of New Earth. And so like
That exists today.
no, like
That actually sounds hilarious.
actually that game's about to die.
Okay.
Like I think actually about to die. But that's actually how the competitive scene was. Also at high elo play, the people were famous for this. Literally, people built careers off this. A lot of the high level Han players went to Dota, and like they're still well known for like. It's like stuff like drop G's on them where like they pause and like just like the whole thing goes fucking G's all the
Wait,
way
what are the
down.
G's?
It's just like
It's like GG.
like GG, but like it just
Oh.
imagine like just text all the way down.
Yeah.
Like, you hit macros for it. That's how hardcore people were in Han. Like if you like people would just like go that crazy. And so I go to League of Legends where people are like, in NA, people are really tame. Like, okay, well,
It's compared to most regions are tame, but like, yeah.
compared to most games, to be honest, they're really tame. Like, some of the games I came from before, I was just like, oh, you like not only is it racist, like my mom should have aborted me. Like it's just like just crazy. That was like the hello. I was like, Jesus Christ, you know. So, I you know, League's getting into me recently, so maybe I should play like an FPS, like a little bit more.
How so?
It's just like it's like affecting me more. Like when people do mean comments, I'm like, wow, dude, I felt that.
Aww.
God damn, no, you're a bitch.
Yeah, I know, dude. Come on, I know, dude. And then so I'm like, I gotta play like something to toughen me up, you know? Maybe like go like heavy lifting, playing Overwatch. I heard Overwatch competitive is just terrible, so maybe I should try that. Or like, yeah, I heard like.
Personally speaking, that's not the direction I want to go. I don't want to like force ourselves into uber toxicity just so we can handle mild toxicity. How about we just like have less toxicity? Even when I do duo
shots,
fill,
right?
What do you mean?
You know, like shots prevent. You know, like.
Oh my god!
It's like that.
You
know?
take it, but then like I feel like the way that works is because you become more tolerant to toxicity, you become more likely to be toxic as well.
Yes, so the
even when you don't notice.
100%. That's all you're saying, dude. It's like
no, I'm saying the
Someone
vaccination
keep
like
Fortnite
leaks
VR,
into your
no
veins and it stays there.
Oh, yeah, okay, maybe it's not a great solution, but I just thought it was funny.
But I get what you mean still though. But speaking of games that are dying, like you're talking about that one, what do you guys think leads to games like longevity in terms of popularity or just being fun
Fortnite's
to play?
dying.
You
Supposedly.
think Realm Royale's gonna take over? I mean, it
I saw a
might.
YouTube video
There's like-
actually
yeah,
that
there's
said
just
why
people in the community
Fortnite is
like,
You
dying.
know-
why is Fortnite?
You know what
I forgot
Fortnite
Fortnite's
doesn't
dying,
have that
like,
Realm Royale has?
So dumb.
Rank system.
No.
Rank
Mike.
system?
The little
Put a
chickens.
quotes around that.
They're
Oh, yeah,
really cute.
chickens.
Those chickens
that's
are
actually- I like
damn
that.
cute,
That-
right?
that's-
I
I like
love
that.
that. Yo, if you like knocked me in Fortnite and I became like this chicken
A
running
llama?
around, I would love that. Yeah.
Became a llama.
Copyright that. I don't know. I love it. It's so cute.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's going to
That's
be the
only
next
redeeming
big
thing about
game.
that game. I literally see people running
The
around
chickens.
chickens, and I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like the game?
Realm Royale?
Yeah.
Never played it.
Okay. Neither
But-
have
but
I.
I would
me
probably-
neither.
Really? I'm surprised you haven't
I
tried
would
it.
probably
I'm not
prefer
interested
it
in it at all.
more because it's very similar to MOBAs, where it's like you have skills,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's also FPS. So like rather than having to learn how to play Minecraft,
Build as well.
Yeah.
The one thing that like gets me about games is if I like visually, not the graphics, but the movement. Like if the movement looks clunky, I won't touch the game. And the movement in that game looks hella clunky.
Yeah,
And
same.
so that's, like,
when I
that's why I'm
watch
like,
other people
I just
play,
I don't even want to like touch it.
It's no
it
problem.
looks kind of weird. But I imagine if people enjoy it that much, you may not feel
Right?
it really
That's
when you
what
play.
that's, like, I
so
see,
I
like,
want to.
ninjas playing it all the time,
Test it
I'm
out.
like,
Yeah.
My bigger
I
problem.
bet
is-
it feels good, but it just looks dumb.
Yeah, my bigger problem is the hitboxes. I've talked to Mo about this.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, like visually, it won't even touch you, and you'll die.
Yeah.
For Realm Royale.
Yeah, I saw Dyrus get hit by like a fireball or
Dyrus been
something.
killing it.
He was like hiding behind
Dyrus
like,
been
a
killing
wall or
it.
something. It
Dyrus
hit
is
the
non-stop
wall and he
playing.
still died. And then he respawned because he was a chicken for 30 seconds. I love that. Like that you could just like run
I
around
love
as a
that.
chicken and just like hide and stuff. And then he was hiding behind a tree. Hit the tree, didn't hit him, and he died again. Like, and I was just like, yeah, I would legit break my monitor. I would summit 1G that shit real
They're
quick.
made by that.
Oh
what's
my
Jesus
God.
Christ! They made by one publisher that made Paladins, who had
Yeah.
hitbox problems as well. And so people are like, if they didn't fix Paladins hitbox, how are they gonna fix this game? So I think that game in a month from now, people are gonna be like, is Realm Royale dying? You know, and the answer might be different than the one for Fortnite.
Yeah.
You know?
But what do you guys think is key? Like, for example, we talked about the meta and balancing
Yeah.
properly and how to do that, yada
Fun
yada.
game.
I think it
But
depends
how
on the game.
about influencer outreach, huh? My fellow
Influencer outreach.
influencers. My fellow
Keeps
influencers.
games alive?
No, I mean, I think community building is so important for
Yeah.
games to stay prevalent. Like, for example, something that made my Switch, me playing Fortnite more.
Alright, how many days
really
of the week
easy.
you play League?
Listen, last time I tried to play, my FPS was like 30. I was pissed. I
dude,
couldn't.
I actually fucked
I
up
gotta-
FPS
I gotta
so
fix that.
bad,
Has there been
man.
FPS issues with League?
Yeah, the new
Oh,
patches
yeah.
have gotten really bad for your like,
Interesting.
Yeah.
FPS.
Like I can't
I
even hold 60
can't.
consistently
Wow, that was a quick-
sometimes. Like,
That's
it's And I have
terrible.
like 1080 Ti, like legit 58 FPS. Sometimes it's like it's really bad.
But yeah, even like
You like the excuses people make up? Like instantly, yeah, I can't play well because like I got 60.
no, but like here's the thing, like I try it and it's
Yeah.
just like not a great experience, which makes me less likely to do it again.
Oh, that's okay. So,
But
Yeah.
then, I went to Fortnite and everybody was so nice. Like he said, "Dude, we converted." No, like he actually converted me. Everyone was so welcoming that I was just like, wow, this is another world.
That
Even
goes
though I
to
suck at it. Or like I'm not that great.
I've heard that actually from like a couple different like female content creators. Like I don't know if Tiffany used to play a lot of League of Legends.
Yeah, now she's in love with
And
Fortnite.
she's in love with Fortnite, and she's also blowing up
people
in that
are
game.
nice, yeah.
She said that in League, like people would always make fun of her and stuff like that, but like
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite, it's been super welcoming, and she's been doing really good numbers in Fortnite in
Mm-hmm.
comparison as well. Because part of the reason is because I think streamers are terrible actors, so like you can't fake having fun in the game.
Yeah.
You're just gonna like if you're not having fun playing the game, people are gonna
Yeah.
be like, you hate this game. And it's gonna be
Exactly.
true.
Yeah, it's evident.
But I think in general, like the Fortnite community has been trained well per se.
It's a lot of
Like
people.
from the start, from the get go.
I think that Fortnite community is super interesting in terms of backgrounds because you have a lot of people coming from a lot of different places, and I think we all like, I don't know, came to Fortnite and we're like, hey, this game's
Let's
really
be nice
fun.
this time.
Yeah, right. Or like, people, I don't know. It's super strange, I guess, because like for example, Hamlin's came from RuneScape.
Really?
Yeah, Hamlin's came from
Really?
RuneScape.
I did not
Dude,
know
Yeah,
that.
like
I-
Laquana came from a Smite. Like there's such a
Oh.
broad range of where like no one has just like this. So like for example, from if you go from playing like League to I guess another MOBA, I feel like the communities are generally gonna be
Same.
there's gonna be some similarities, right? But when you kind of put this like everybody together from different communities, different backgrounds, it makes things a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier for these influencers to be a lot nicer to one another or just to positively influence their communities.
I
in a way.
think actually that's all bullshit, to be
Yeah?
honest. I
Why?
think the only thing that matters is the fact that
Fortnite's a
Fortnite
super fun game.
is not a team based game without you controlling your teammates.
That's true.
So because it's a single player game that's with other
Well, yeah,
people,
I don't think that makes the Fortnite community like.
it does because you can't. I
I'm
can't
talking
be like,
about influencer shit. I'm talking about like I'm
Oh.
talking about just like the Twitch vibe.
Oh,
Like the
people,
stream vibe
people are like
of
really
stuff.
nice, but also because like you can't really be toxic, right?
To
You're not-
someone
You're not
else.
talking in all chat.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Mo. I can't believe
And
you're
you're
on
not,
my team.
you're not playing against them.
No,
too
no, no,
much.
yeah.
I
Like,
was talking
Fortnite
about that
doesn't allow
specifically,
toxicity.
like in game, but for this specific part, I was talking about just like streamers
Yeah.
being so nice and welcoming, and, like
streamers are
willing to
so
play
nice to
with
each
you
other.
and be like it's crazy. And I feel like probably since the day the community started and whoever's popular was popular, like they've tried hard to maintain that idea.
No, that's actually really.
Which makes it so like such an easy community to come into.
Yeah, if you're trying to come into like the League community, it's like almost impossible
It-
because it's like
so hard.
like how do you even collaborate with one of the top?
Like, are we
players?
gonna play like a normal game with you? Like, do people really want to watch a normal
So
game?
like that's probably something that's really nice is that there is only there aren't only normals, right? So if you guys want to like just play together, you guys
You
can.
just do it.
It's okay. It's not a
Yeah.
big deal. But like for me, I hate playing normals, right? If I'm playing ranked every day, I can only play with people within like one division of me, and it's like, well, I can't really play with anyone. And if
Between Diamond 3 to Diamond 1.
And it's all just like
Yeah.
rank games. Rank games,
That's
rank
my
games.
struggle right now. It's like I'm starting to get to a point where Fortnite is becoming really unenjoyable, like playing pubs. Like I'm starting to get to a point where I'm like, yeah, this is like really boring. Like I just get into games and like I'll like there'll be games where I do go try hard, but it's not. I don't learn anything from them, and I'm like, okay, this isn't positively like benefiting me. And
It
then
must
the
be
only
so
the only
hard
counter
being
or like the
so good
only
at Fortnite.
the only other option is to do these solo snipes. Or like to do these snipe matches.
Where you guys
Where we go into a Discord and then you have somebody count down. And I mean, it's just like I just wish there was a better system.
Oh,
like that's how pro play, like
Alright.
good
It's
players
annoying.
play
Yeah,
against
we-
each
we
other.
keep
That's how
snipe each
scrims go,
other.
right?
Yeah, we Q snipe.
So
We all hit the
actually
play button at the
crazy.
same time.
That's funny. Wait, I heard that there's very, very big rumors in the air about the rank system coming out within this year. I don't know where I actually heard this from, but is it true?
I don't know.
Potentially?
I don't know shit.
Really?
Really, nothing.
About a rank system coming
Yeah.
out?
Like you can say that you know, but you can't talk about it.
No. Like I
You actually know
don't
nothing.
Yeah.
I was trying to drop.
I'm
something.
literally I'm in the dark.
Hey.
I am very much in the dark when it comes to if there will be a competitive playlist for Fortnite.
Okay.
I feel like
We all kind of hoping.
most people don't.
Yeah, I've
know.
heard some.
I mean,
pros,
I could
like,
throw out a
say they
prediction
don't
and be
want
like, yeah, it'd be cool if it came out this year, by the end of this year. But like, I don't know anything. I would wish
I think
it would.
you guys got like about a year from now till
Yeah.
like you need.
I think Epic. I think here's the iffy part. If you're not gonna give us ranked, right? So there's these communities in Europe and in Asia that have access to custom servers and they run custom
what?
games. Yeah, and they run custom games. So I reached out and was like, okay, so what's the dealio with that? Like, why do they have them but we don't? And why can't we just scrim with them and not create tournaments for any money and stuff? I didn't ask that, but I think I'm gonna go back and make a point about it.
In Asia. Literally, Tencent is so OP.
But yeah, so these in Europe, then they have access to these codes to run these custom servers for like their scrim servers and their comp players. And my thing is like, okay, like, hey,
Where's ours?
put it over here, dog. I mean, they're like getting really good over there.
Ooh.
Please.
I'm waiting for that.
Ooh, they want like the Asian servers to always be the best.
No.
In
Have you watched Asian
every
players?
game?
No.
Give them everything
The thing
first.
is, though, here's the thing. So I understand from like Epic's side where it's like, okay, if we were to give you guys custom keys in North America, the simply just like Twitch viewership wise, right? How many like Fortnite European Asian streamers do you see doing these custom or these scrim these
Pretty much no
custom game scrims? Yeah, nobody sees them. And that's like, okay, maybe that's the direction Epic wants to go because they know that if we get the custom servers, we're going to be streaming the scrims. We're gonna
What
be,
if they
like, all
gave
over
them
it.
to you, but they like had that rule like you can't stream on the
Did
custom
no one
server?
fucking play on them?
Pretty much, because there is no reason not to stream scrims right now because the foundation of the game isn't even built. In my opinion, that's a lot of players are really try hard about.
Riot at one point prevented professional players from in-house scrims with each other.
Yeah,
They literally would just like, you have to play solo queue. You're not allowed to scrim in a tournament room.
I think that's what's gonna end up happening in Fortnite.
Because I think in their mind it was so disincentivizing for other people to watch like the best players and have like half the fucking top of the ladder not playing their ladder, you know. And for them, I can understand that. I just thought that like they removed that. Like I think it only lasted for one split, but like for that one split, I was like, God damn, like I'd like to scrim these guys, but like it wasn't even that we couldn't. I think we streamed them once, and afterwards they're like, you're done. You can't do it.
Yeah, all we know competitive scene wise is that qualifiers are in fall of 2018 and
That early?
That's for
that
like
right?
the World Cup thing,
no,
right?
yeah, qualifiers for the World Cup are in fall,
They announced a World Cup for Fortnite.
and that's all we.
What's
like,
the format?
It's open qualifiers.
Really?
That's all we were told. Oh, solo and duo.
Anyone can
Solo
play.
duo is what we think Epic is going to be like leaning towards.
Whatever happens, do not do solos ever. In my opinion, it should be a team game because having the team dynamic makes it so much more
entertaining,
enjoyable.
funny.
So much better. Even if it's just duos.
As like a spectator.
Duos are like two solos, right? But there's the
Yeah.
interaction that makes it great to watch. So like, please, dear God, do not make your competitive scene solo. I will be disgusted.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, so they had this big announcement video, right? They had this big announcement video where they're like, okay, we're gonna be focusing on solos and duos, but don't worry, there will be some stuff for squads. But I think Epic is taking the solo duo route, and I think duos is gonna end up leading.
I would love it. Like duos are like that. That sounds so good from my perspective. Holy shit! There has to just be more than one, or else I won't watch because it's not entertaining.
What do you mean more than one?
Like more than one
player?
person?
Yeah.
It's just not entertaining enough because you can just see from the league scene which one person is entertaining enough to keep your interest. Like Sneaky, sometimes Cutie.
Are we talking about streamers or
Just like players.
pro players? Yeah, not like
It's like double if maybe even in A. He's got like the like,
trash talk.
the trash talk plus the skill to back it up, and that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I think it's always better to see that team dynamic.
Yeah.
Adds another level to it. Anyways, we've been talking about this for an hour and a half, so
Oh,
let's
really?
move on. Yeah, actually. I thought it was going to be a meme, but it was actually an hour and a half.
Oh, that's cute. That means we still have 32 minutes left. Why'd you stop us?
All right, let's move on. But still keeping the topic relating to gaming, I don't know if you guys have seen this article that everybody and their mother has memed on Twitter
Yeah.
about like gaming addiction.
I mean, you might have seen my tweets on it.
I actually don't recall, but basically like the World Health Organization officially listed gaming addiction as like a mental health disease. Yeah. And
It's
BBC
gaming disorder.
Yeah,
is what they've- the
BBC
official
posted an article where they cited like 20 hours a week as being like
Yeah. And
enough in a sense for the gaming addiction, but really it has like 3 criteria, which is like you have no control over how much you're gaming or how intense. your gaming sessions are you're continuing regardless of like negative consequences, and 3 that it goes on for like a year. And when I read legitimate criteria like that, I know.
Shit.
Wait, you think you can't stop yourself from playing?
I think
When
there's
I-
people out there.
No, yeah, no, I'm sure there are people
Dude,
out there. I'm talking about
when
Scarra.
I, when I
Or
was
is
playing
it
League for like
BCC?
a day, it
Yeah.
like it's like I start getting not like I
Holy
get
shit,
needs,
Scarra.
you know. I have needs.
Yeah.
You get anxious to play.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
want to play.
I don't think that's
normal.
bad.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
I
normal.
don't think that's in
Yeah.
line. But I mean, are you letting your? I mean,
Are you letting other parts of your life
yeah, like,
degrade
go down
for
the
you?
drain.
Yes, absolutely. Are you serious?
So no, like
gaming
legitimate question. I know
disorder.
the 20 hours a thing is like such a meme.
Well, that wasn't
Most-
actually official. That was BBC doing like their dumb shit.
I know,
Right?
but the fact that people took that so far, I don't think it was official. And also, like, when I see these criteria, it's like, this could be applicable for anything. Whatever you're doing that, like, you have no control over, that you, like, suffer negative consequences from, and, like, you don't care at all, and you've been doing it for over a year, can be considered an addiction. So on one hand, like, I get that, but on the other hand, it's like,
Why?
do we
why
all
pick out
have these
gaming?
addictions? Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
People
I've seen
are
that.
wondering, like, are they trying to villainize gaming,
Yeah.
basically? Which is another concern,
You can villainize everything that's popular, right?
right? But
What the people
it
like
can
to-
have really negative consequences to do that, because
Sure.
like gaming can be a very healthy habit for many people.
Right, but I'm just
But
saying,
then, like, when you put such a negative emphasis on it, both in, like, in terms of mental health, and then people saying that, like, playing games leads to, you know, violent behavior, and it's like,
We all know
why
that's bullshit.
are people trying to make it sound like such a bad
Oh,
thing just
man.
because it's so trendy?
I want to say that this is kind of a weird topic for us to talk about, because I would say that, like, we're on the end where it's like even we're doing like such an extreme portion of gaming a week that, like, it's our lives pretty
Yeah.
much. Like we're putting in
It's our
like
livelihood.
50 to 80 hours a week doing this, and so it's like it's not even just like a hobby or like a disorder. It's like literally our life.
But that's actually, I don't think that makes us bad people to talk about it.
Hold
I
on.
think we offer like an interesting perspective, because I imagine that there are some streamers who stream an unhealthy amount, or like they play
Why are you
games.
looking at me?
Oh no, sorry.
Don't
They
look
play
at me.
games
Look
an
at that.
unhealthy amount, right? And no one ever talks about this, because they just say like, "Damn, that guy's like on the grind," but it's like, no, he probably has a legitimate addiction and is suffering in many other aspects of his life.
This is what you're talking about me behind my back.
I'm
She
sorry.
she
It's
always
just
says
easier
I
to look
stream
this
too
way.
much,
Yeah.
But you do though.
and this
But-
time you'll leak it to me. Okay.
But I feel like you're also the kind of person who's like, if you really need to do something, like, you don't mind ending your stream. You always tell us that. So
Yeah.
for you, I'm not. Like, if I was legitimately worried about you, Scar, you would know. Okay.
Yeah, I do the same.
I mean, this is the intervention. It's 3 other people or 2 other people.
well, Scar, tell us.
The only thing I have to say about this topic is that I will say that sometimes it's easy to let what you do on a day-by-day basis take over your mood.
Yeah.
So when I was streaming full-time, I first started streaming full-time for a year or two. One of the really hardest things for me, this is like I had not. Okay, this is like a really, really like, I don't want to say dark, but like I literally talked to no one. 3 people stepped in my apartment the entire year. Literally didn't talk to no one online either. So like I just was on the grind. I had one problem, and the most important time of the day was the 30 minutes after I finished my stream, because I need to lay down in my bed and mentally reset for the day. Because if I lost too many solo queue games in a row, my mindset got so negative that it would
Ruin the rest
it
of your
would
day.
ruin like the last 3 hours of the day. And so like for like a year or two, I need that 30 minutes to like reset mentally, or else like it would be bad. But nowadays I don't need that, because you
Dude,
know, I'm
I'm
mentally
so
strong. You know? So, like, not before it was like pretty. It was
I'm
pretty dark.
surprised that's your biggest problem. If I did that, my biggest problem would be like being a depressed piece of shit. Honestly, like if I don't get human interaction, I'm dead inside.
I used to stream back when I was at home. I used to just stream a lot and not go outside, or like not go have like. I used to do 7 days a week, whatever. But then I kind of switched up my schedule, and I would go to this coffee shop and just sit down.
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
get chocolate
really?
milk.
So and what I started realizing is like, dude, this is like, I feel really good. Like after and I never talked to anybody either initially. So I would just go down and just drink hot chocolate every day, just not talk to anybody. I'd be on my phone, but just out of like the room and around people, eavesdropping on conversations. And then it like developed a bunch of social interaction, and I ended up making a ton of good connects. And I realized like Like that's something that I look forward to other than streaming, which I thought was
Which
like,
is
super
so
healthy.
important. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
It is very good for like your mental health, physical health in general.
Yeah.
Mo, you
I-
got a gaming addiction?
I actually
You
had, like,
play more than 20 hours a week?
Yeah, no, but like when I'm at home, like, and I just stream like every single day or whatever, and I don't get any physical, like, not physical interaction, but like any interaction with people, and like I legit don't talk to anyone but like my family here and there, just go downstairs. And before I started going to the gym, legit once a month, at the end of the month after streaming for like a whole month or whatever, I would just like get so fucking like kind of, I don't want to say depressed, but like I would get really sad, and I'm just like, damn, like I'm so bored of this, like I want to do something.
I'm like
so I'd hit
the
up
same
some
way.
friends and go out, and then after that one day of going out, I'd be perfectly fine for another month, and then the same exact thing would happen.
Oh, did you
But
guys
the-
have friends that you went out with? Like as a
Depends
streamer and
when.
shit?
For certain times, no. But like ever since she moved in with me, with in like our old not our old house, our old
house. Yeah, we've been
Um,
living together for so long.
remind me.
Poggers.
Stop looking at me. But that did, like I had people to interact with that like, you know,
Yeah.
pretty much whenever I could. But before then, no.
Yeah, the
Like
same way.
literally
I used
like
to go out alone and do everything alone.
yes, I used to eat alone. I used to go to the movies alone.
Did you go to restaurants alone?
Yes.
Yeah. People
People-
think you're fucking weird because
people-
you go to restaurants alone.
Dude, she thinks you're weird. Literally,
Yeah.
look at her face right
I
now.
actually
don't.
really
I
like
think it's
going to
fine.
restaurants alone.
As long as
At
you're
times.
going out, you're switching up your schedule. Like that's healthy
Yeah, I would've set up my
behavior.
schedule to go eat out, but
Wow, you got stream, dude. I know you
Yeah,
got the
dude.
hustle, but no, it's important. Like the biggest thing to say about like streamers and people who are like gaming like nonstop is like I've noticed among like almost any field that I know of or I've talked to of, like there are so many people who are depressed streaming. Like it doesn't matter if they're successful.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whatever.
People don't talk about that enough.
It's super bad because like it gets to the point where I used to always talk to people I'm like, hey, what's going on? You know, how are you doing? And if I ever open with that question, people would be like, my life fucking sucks right now. I want to die. And I'm just like, I stopped telling people I was happy because I realized that me being happy is like the out of the norm. It's abnormal. And the norm is to just be like kind of depressed and not know what you're doing. And I was just like, what the heck is going on? And so growing up when Twitch was growing up, and not when I'm talking like people who are like I guess less stable in their schedules and stuff like that, everyone would be so sad and so depressed about like just everything. Even if they were successful, they didn't like what they're doing. They either hated the game, hated what they were doing, and they couldn't find or enjoy life. And so like I think that just comes from if you're gaming, you're giving up time that you can invest in, you know, social life or
Relationships,
other things. And so
self
like
yeah, I feel that shit.
progress,
Right, like-
Especially with like how
so
young I
many
am and how like things
Dude,
have escalated.
the best
Like,
thing
it's-
is like
It
look
just
at
takes over your
look
life,
at the
I
look at the
imagine.
LCS players and like look at their interactions. Mo, dude, you
Dude,
went to
I was
LCS
so
this
tilted.
week?
I was pretty pissed.
Wait,
honestly, not gonna
why?
lie. I went to LCS and like I like know most of the pro players. Like every single pro player, like I'm not be cocky, but like most of them know me obviously because like I play with them all day. I know all of them or most of them, and like I follow them on Twitter. They follow me back. We've played League together, duo. Like I've even played PUBG with a lot of them, and I like met them, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up? Oh, you want pizza?"
Oh yeah, this
There's
is
two
a
different ones.
Pizza Poki podcast.
You know, like the first
Can you
time
pass
seeing
me
them.
a slice too?
Is it like
It's beef.
God, who doesn't eat the crust? The crust is the most important part.
I don't
do
eat
you,
the.
do you want to pass slice?
Wait, on the Papa John's pizza, that's the best part. That's why you ordered from Papa
Dude, the
John's.
I
crust is
dip it
literally
in
the
the
best part of
thingy,
the
but I
pizza.
didn't open it,
Yeah,
so.
okay, yeah, it's no problem.
I'm sorry. Go on, Mo.
keep
We
going.
cut you
No,
off.
you're good.
Dude, she does that a lot, Mo. You realize? She just hates
What?
you talking? She just
Yeah,
cuts you
goddamn, y'all cutting me off.
Mo, I love it when you talk. Please
thank
talk
you.
more.
No, yeah, but like first time seeing them after like playing PUBG with them, League, like legit knowing them for a while, and I'm just like, hey, what's up? And then they just like look at me and go like, and just walk away. And I legit felt disrespected. I'm like, am I not gonna get like a handshake or like a hug at minimum? Like I know I saw
minimum,
Bjergsen,
dude.
I know I saw Bjergsen, and he like ran up to me and like hugged me and shit, and like we talked for like a minute, and I was like, okay, like finally one person's not weird, and like some of them just walked away from me, and I was like, wow, like even some of them I was like, yo, what's up, big fan. I was like a joke, obviously, because I'm like friends with them, and they like look up to me and then like laugh and just walk away. I was like, what? Where's like
Me
the,
going to LCS was an interesting
I
experience.
was like, where's the
How was
home?
that for you?
It was cool. A lot of League players like Fortnite.
Oh, no. Dude, of course, dude. Your game's popping off.
No BM. This is just a theory. And I don't feel like I should say this, but I'm going to say it anyways because this is my podcast. This is where I open up.
You're so brave.
I know. Thank you. From what I've seen and experienced and hearing Mo's story, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, and League is not the only culprit for this, but a lot of esports scenes, guys will be so young and they'll be really good at a game. So once they enter this pro scene, they'll be like propelled into fame in a stage where like they're not fully mentally ready for it. Not you. You're pretty good with that.
I'm just looking at you.
Yeah, no, sorry.
I just like your pizza.
Sorry, me, dude.
But I feel like this leads them to a place where like, because they're really good at the game, they have a lot of fans and a lot of yes men around them, and it leads to a lot of egotistical esports players.
I actually
like just huge egos, and that's why they'll only like wave at Mo or something.
So like in the next year or two, I'm actually super afraid of hanging out with people in the industry because I don't want people that are just agreeable around me.
Yeah, just yes men's nodding their heads to you. And
but I think I could identify it and like.
Yeah,
step
I
away
think
from the
Myth is
situation.
pretty good with that. Like from what I know about him, and I think that's why Bjerg is also really nice to you, because they're both people who like care about like self progression, being self aware. But not everybody takes the time to improve that side of themselves.
Yeah, I would say like these League of Legends professionals, a lot of them and a lot of pros in esports just want to be the best of the game.
And it's not just League, by the way.
Nothing else matters to them. It's like I'm like grinding 14 hours a day. Like my interaction with you shouldn't affect how well I play at the game. So like, but that's like just the single-minded mentality that makes it so that they progress really well toward one side. But that's why a lot of like I would say people in the scene
You're not well-rounded.
aren't socially well-rounded. Like me included. Like some of the earliest stuff I did was just terrible. Like just I never watch anything before like 2014. It's just not worth my time. And I hope not worth anyone else's time either.
Fine clip shot.
Oh god.
I must say you've gotten a lot better, even just like at speaking
Dude,
and doing our intros and outros. I'm so proud of you. The progress.
Do you remember the fucking Lemon Nation Balls interview? Oh my god, that was actually.
So Balls, was it Balls that said I want?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He said like something like I want. Wait, what did he say?
No, so Freak's like you guys lost the game. Like, how'd you guys feel after losing? Like, did it affect your mental? And he was basically like yeah, like it was pretty bad. Like we were joking about killing ourselves.
You know what?
He's like laughing while saying.
You know what I heard behind the scenes? You know what I heard behind the scenes about that? A funny story. I think I'll talk about it now. They lost a sponsorship over that. I'm pretty sure like a sponsor dropped them because of that. That's so funny because it's like you just can't say that.
Yeah, like the difference between interviews back then and interviews now, like it's really different.
Crazy different. Like even like if you like the emerging pros, like you would be an emerging professional inside the scene, right? I look at you, I'm like he's pretty well rounded. Like everything's there. Like he's got like a brain and like like everything's functional there. And I look at someone like the old people like coming up. I look at like me and Cutie back when we first came up. Dude, even looking at Cutie now, I look at him. He's like the unicorn of our scene. He's crazy, but like I love him because he's a goofy motherfucker. But like he's one of my like I like him. He's great.
I like Cutie. I like Cutie. So like.
Cutie's
I think I like
funny.
it back in like the early days of like solo queue Fortnite, and I like hopped on and didn't like talk to anybody and just grinded like hardcore solos all day. I actually just used to watch Cutie stream a lot.
Oh.
Yeah. And just I'd watch his stream while playing Fortnite, and just have it in the background, just chilling.
Dude, he's great. Like I wish he didn't absolutely despise Fortnite because he does.
He does?
Yes.
Really?
He
Why?
absolutely hates Fortnite. I don't remember the correct reason, but he, literally on my podcast he said that I was like, what if they gave you $1 million to play Fortnite? He's like, you could take that $1 million and shove it up Ninja's ass. I was just like, oh my god, dude. He actually like just doesn't like the game at all.
That's funny, man.
So my dream of duoing with Cutie.
Man, dude, you can convince him, man.
Maybe you can convert him, just like you converted me.
He just moved to California. He literally moved in here last week. I had dinner with him. He made me pay for it.
The amount of money he makes you pay for dinner.
His editor, like he literally flew here on a private jet for his cats, and then he made me and his editor, his YouTube editor, pay for the meal. We went out to dinner.
That is a baller
A quick
right
historical
there.
question that I
That's a hustler.
curious about. Am I the first black person on Poki podcast?
Woo! Maybe.
I don't keep track of things like that.
Safe answer.
That's definitely a yes.
Safe answer.
That's definitely a yes.
I've only really I've only had people mostly in.
I'm
What is Matt's ethnicity? He's not white.
Which Matt?
Magikarp used to fly.
Oh.
Is he like Filipino?
I don't know.
You can
We did it, chat.
Hey, she made history.
Congratulations. Do you want to
Poki
join
podcast
offline
in 5
TV?
years. Just wait.
wait, what?
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh, that was actually a funny conversation that I had with you and Fed that one day. They're like, we're playing Fortnite, and Fedo's like, man, we really want a black person. Yeah, I'm like, what do you
Dude, can I talk about this?
Okay, when it
For years,
Yeah.
fucking years. Fed and Poki are like, we need.
When are we getting a black?
Literally all the time. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
this? He's like, no, you don't understand. I just really love black people.
Yeah.
I'm fucking
Is there
racist.
something wrong with that, Scarra?
Is there something wrong with Asians? You just think there's too many of us?
No,
What-
I
what
just
reason?
prefer to be multicultural.
Sure, that's what they all say at the beginning.
What the
Didn't-
heck?
Asians get replaced.
Oh,
Fucked up.
you could never be replaced, Scarra.
Yeah, say that to me. If myth asks, I'm gone.
No.
Yikes.
Wait, what were we even talking about?
Dude, we've been derailing so hard.
Yeah, no, it's okay though.
We're
I
like
like
topic
it.
number 2.
Legit,
2 hours in.
topic.
I kid you not. And I had like 10 topics
Dude,
prepared
whenever
for today.
Cutie was saying something on Beyond the Rift, literally would go out one ear and like it would go through one ear and go out the other, and I would just be like, "Yeah, fucking Yassuo's bad." Like I would just literally talk about it's on top of my head. I literally didn't listen to a thing he said.
So in this one, who are you listening to the most? Is it her?
Probably
I don't even
not.
know- I'm not even listening to the
He's
question.
listening to
I'm just
the
listening
pizza.
to the last response, and then I'm just like, "Yeah, I agree." Or I
Mo,
disagree.
you know that's terrible for conversation. Like I was gonna have you be next week's special guest, but
Damn. He's
What is he this week? He's not the special guest. He's just like the side guest.
yeah, he's like the offline TV guest right now.
He's the side guest to.
Yeah.
That's fucked
Yeah.
up.
It's just pizza
I'm
all
honest.
year.
What the?
so it's a go with.
That's so good, man. Okay, back to our actual topic.
Yeah.
Sure.
I
Topic
feel
number
like
2.
there's gotta be people that have either like gaming addictions or streaming addictions, but because there's like the negative consequences are kind of outweighed by how much money you're making and how much notoriety you get online.
It's overlooked.
Yeah, that it's very easy for them to overlook, and it's very easy for the viewer to overlook as well.
Oh, I feel like I'm pretty healthy.
Listen, I'm not talking about
Is everything about you?
I'm not trying
No.
to at anyone, man.
No, but no. But I mean, I'm just generally like. I mean, I think I stream an excessive amount of time when I am on my shit.
Yeah, no, I feel like you'd probably be someone who'd notice it
I think you're more abnormal than you think.
Really?
in the gaming
Because
scene.
like when you think about people in the gaming scene, like at the top of the league, right? Typically, we have Tyler 1, we have Cutie, we have Shifter, when we have Night Blue, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Night Blue hates the game, quit like 4 times, quit, and like keeps playing the game. Like literally goes on record saying he hates League of Legends, but he's also got a YouTube channel that's like 2 million plus, so he has to play League even though he doesn't like it. And then like he's had like problems here and there with it. Shifter plays like 250 hours. He literally just grinds out League hours, and I think that like he's the person that started like kind of from the bottom and got up. But like I don't know necessarily think he's. I think he's probably one of the more well-adjusted people, honestly. Danny,
yeah, he's
I-
really
I think
You
nice
guys? Sorry.
from just like
Oh, go ahead.
personal interaction.
no, keep going.
Have you guys ever met somebody that was like? Have you guys ever had like a personal experience with somebody that was like, okay, like addicted to streaming, but yeah, they were making so much money, getting so much fame that it kind of seemed like almost, I guess what? It made it okay.
Justifiable?
Yeah, like a justifiable. Like it was.
Would you say Cutie's addicted to streaming?
Nah, he is. It's not that he's addicted to streaming. It's that he's doing something that fits all the criteria that he wants to do. Kitty's really weird. I would say, like, as a friend of his, it's just like I think he only has a couple things he wants to do in life: play games, play with his cats, and like have Alicia, pretty much. And he fit those criteria so well.
Perfectly.
And then like he's just set for life. Like he literally doesn't have to do anything else. It just so happens that like while he plays games, he can make money by having people watch him. Great.
And he's also playing with Small Cat while
Yeah,
he's
he's
streaming.
like playing with like his animals while he's streaming. Something stupid happens. Like literally, what you see on the screen, he's like goofy. Like actually, like you think there's something wrong with him, but he's actually just that way in real life too. Like he only has and only thinks of those things as important, and maybe like a couple more things. But like you meet him, he's not like he doesn't care about fashion. He doesn't care about what other people think about him. He's like very pure in like his like wants and his needs and like what he gets out of it. That's why I like that about Kitty a lot. Like I think that like he's just very, very straightforward about what he wants, and he gets what he wants every time.
Damn. I think I've met
Gangster.
people whose like gaming, streaming addiction or whatever have led to them having like worse behavior or personality traits, but I don't like specifically or personally know anyone who I would say is like unhealthily addicted. But I do hear about a lot of people like that.
We would never meet them because I think that the people that we interact with are the
Yeah,
ones
that are
actually
willing to
successful.
come. Yeah. But sometimes like I hear about people or like someone will have like an emotional breakdown on stream and you'll see like their community.
But the thing is, rarely will those people be above like 1,000 viewers. I think that,
I disagree kind of.
well, I would say that a lot of the outbursts that I've seen are like the people who are like have it take over. It's like if it's taking over and it's replacing your job, but you're getting the income from it, it's not so much an addiction as it is a job. But if like you have a full-time job and you're streaming much and like it's getting nothing for you.
But there's lots of people in other sectors who have very unhealthy relationships with their jobs as well.
Sure.
It like to the point of being an addiction. Like people who work just like a gazillion hours a week and put off everything else in their life for it. Relationships, personal health, like you name it, it doesn't even matter. As long as they get their work done, that's unhealthy. And I'm sure that people are the same with streaming and people are the same with gaming.
The only issue that I think of, like that makes it so dangerous with streaming is like, where is your goal? You know what I mean? Like people that do have an addiction, like their regular jobs, it's like, okay, yeah, you typically have a deadline. This thing needs to be done by this time. But streaming, it's like, okay,
There's always another goal.
there's always like you could always kind of reach for more.
And there's
kinda
always
scary
like
when you think about
positive reinforcement, so it's
Yeah.
hard to see the negatives.
Oh, why do you keep looking at me? Like,
It's
I get
just
it, dude.
easier.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, it's
It
just
flows.
easier. Yeah.
Reading left to right, you know.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm just
Yeah, I'm
saying.
just looking one direction.
Yeah,
So much easier.
okay.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I stream a lot.
No, you're actually fine. Listen, Scarra, you know I'm honest with you. If I thought you had a problem,
Yeah, sure.
you would know.
All right. But
The only problem with Scar is that he's not black, right?
holy shit! Woo! Okay.
All right, on to the next topic. I see a lot of people saying T1 in chat. I don't know if you guys know
Oh,
anything.
Tyler.
He's half black. Oh wait, what are you guys asking about? I thought you guys were talking about black.
Good
still.
interjection, dude.
Wait, what? I know, because while you guys were talking, I straight up zoned out. I don't even remember what I was thinking
He's
about.
like a person where League affects him like very toxically. Like he becomes more toxic because of League.
I know who Tyler is.
Yeah, but I think that like
what are we talking about?
it's like I don't know.
I don't see him as someone who has like a strict streaming addiction, but I think he might have a gaming
Yeah,
addiction.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
When
he's-
I hear him-
you're talking about
yeah.
addictions. That's why. Okay, that makes sense.
When
No,
I hear him
actually
talk,
zoned out.
when I hear about like Tyler one taking like 2-3 months off of
He returned
streaming,
from
but
streaming?
then like he's just gaming
He's
all
still
day
playing like
apparently.
yeah, and when he streams, he like plays like 20 games a day.
That's,
which
so
is, like,
that's
14
another
hours.
topic that we want to talk about.
He was wild. He
I don't
actually-
understand streaming, like gaming off stream.
Oh, I can explain why.
I can too.
Go for
Can
it.
I?
You do.
Well, not
this
that
a
I don't
lot.
understand it. It's just
You
I
do
don't
this a
like doing
lot.
it. I guess
Aw, yeah, I do it a lot.
it makes sense to me.
But you just said
I
you
just
don't
don't.
understand it.
I didn't mean that. That was a bad way to phrase my intro to it. But yeah, I don't, and I don't think I would unless like I needed to.
Like you felt.
Like for example,
Under what circumstance would you need to?
comp scene related stuff.
Like you were forced into not streaming your gameplay.
Well, but more so like certain scrim strats or whatever that we're
Oh,
trying
I
to
see.
remember.
Let's say
Or like
you're-
self-improvement stuff, yeah.
exactly. That's probably the most important thing. So in League, I can't get that much better while playing on stream.
Same.
So
Wow, I'm surprised to hear you say that.
part of the reason why is because I've become a better streamer over the years. Naturally, I've streamed like 6 years, right?
Yeah.
So I can read chat easier in game. Like I've developed the skill.
Yeah.
The problem is when I read chat in the middle of game, it causes me to miss what's on my screen.
Yeah.
So
Which
like,
is always
'cause
bad
I'll
for
look at
games.
I'll look at my chat sometimes more than my mini map. And so like when you're backing and you're running to lane, you should be looking at what's happening around the map to see where you're supposed to rotate to, or you're like checking gold value, checking enemy items, so you know if you get all in when you get back. But when you're streaming, I'm checking. Oh, subscribe.
You're
subscription.
missing a lot.
Thank you for subscribing. Oh, donation. Oh, thank you for the donation, man. Let me respond to this real quick. And then when I get back to the lane, I'm like, shit, can I all in? Like, where's the jungler? Where did he start? What happened? And so I can't actually physically work with all the information and get better. I get like this much better, like
Yeah.
nothing. But if I play off stream and I do it for probably like I play off stream for any amount of time, I get a lot better, like a lot better. It wouldn't even be close.
Same here.
And that's actually a big problem of mine because I would say one of the bad things about my stream is that I'm not consistently a challenger player. And so if I was, and I also gave the commentary that I did give, the value of my stream, the amount of viewers that would come to my game, to my stream would be a lot more.
Is that even possible to talk that much, entertain, and play at challenger level?
Yeah, it's like what cute.
Yikes.
When I used to see
No,
Cutie do
Cutie
that.
like memes. He stays at that level, but like Scarra goes in on detail.
Not so much. There were times where I did before, but like Cutie can do that, right? And he's like super good. But
Yeah.
for me, there's always a question for me whether or not it's worth it for me to play off stream and get better, because there might actually be tangible value for me becoming like a consistent better player and streaming that. Because honestly, people downplay the value of skill when it comes to games. Because the number one thing you need when you're streaming is to be better than other people. Because no one will watch you if you're worse. That's just for the most part.
Yeah.
So
You can just at me.
She's a good example of this. You want to talk about it? Because not many people know about this.
I mean, I guess. Like, regardless of whether it's League or Fortnite, but it's a bigger problem for me in Fortnite. Like, it's impossible for me to improve on stream. And I know you don't really feel this right now because you're already like top 0.01% of players ever since you started playing and streaming Fortnite. But when you're actually progressing at any, like, it's so hard when you're streaming. Because I'm trying to be moderately entertaining or comedic in any way whatsoever. I'm trying to respond to alerts in like a pretty good time span from when it actually happens. I'm trying to read chat, or else people get pissed if you're not reading chat. And trying to split up your attention span in so many ways just doesn't leave much for the game. It doesn't leave much for you to actually play well, let alone learn from how you're playing.
As well.
So it's like, for me to get any better, I have to play off stream a lot, which I haven't really gotten to
wasn't
do
what I queued
lately.
you for. What the
Sorry,
hell?
what did you want me to say
What-
specifically?
People don't know how much you practice off stream.
Oh, not nowadays, but when I played League a lot.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Like when I was like reaching the top of Diamond, like I would play maybe like 4 hours on stream, then I would just play like 5
I
off
would
stream.
walk into her room, I'd see her like with someone helping coach her.
Yeah.
She'd show me like,
I
this-
was tryhard,
This is my
yeah.
coach, and like he explained how to play Ori with her. And I was like, what
He was
the
really nice.
fuck? You care more about improving than LCS players, like certain academy
Yeah, no,
players.
no.
I was like, that's fucking crazy. But like, she was never public about
Yeah,
it.
No,
but
I
it's
used to watch her actually. Like whenever I like stop by the house, I remember I used to see you be like, "Oh hi Mo," and you just like be in a league game, just like playing. And I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit!" Like
Yeah.
She
Damn,
grinds
yeah.
hardcore.
Man,
to-
that
to
was a
improve.
good time. But it's also because like on stream, oh my god, the stream snipers. And it's like you can't get quality games if you're showing your mini map and this and that. At least for me, it was really difficult. But yeah.
So for league,
I'll get there on Fortnite. Give me 1 month of off-stream play.
I believe it. So for league, the reason I play off stream is like, for me, if I'm not challenger, I'm gonna get flamed. Like I'll nonstop get flamed. Like legit. Like I've been
P1
challenger for like the
police,
past like
wait,
yeah.
wait.
I've been challenger for like the past year and a half. But the past 3 months, I was like masters, and I legit for some reason just couldn't get challenger while playing on stream. I wasn't playing as much league. So like legit, the past like 3 days, I've locked myself in the room and played on stream
Wait,
and then
can
off
I
stream.
I haven't seen you.
It's
No, no.
so true. And
No.
like Mo hasn't been at the house that long, and the last 3 days I've just been like, does he even live with us? Like he wakes up, streams, then just like stays in his room, plays League all day. And I thought something was wrong, but like he was just getting challenger.
No, like I had to, like, because when you're not challenger, you're just getting flamed over and over. The games are worse, and the problem is with League is you think the lower elo games you go, like if you hit like Diamond 1 games, they're easier, but actually they're harder because in Diamond 1 you're getting stream sniped 10 times more. Because people in Challenger have like more respect. You're against like pros that probably won't ghost you.
Yeah.
In Diamond 1 you're getting ghosted, and it's like, haha, why'd you say that about me? As someone like, I'd be like, yo, this guy's trash. He'd be like, no, you are. And all chat, I'd be like, how the fuck are you hearing me? Like,
Same.
like legit.
Oh
like,
my
it's-
god,
yeah.
I was getting like it was both people on my team that were watching my stream while playing with me, which made them worse, and people like against me that were ghosting me at the same time. It's the worst playing League on stream.
It's like it got noticeable for me when I started dropping a lot, and the more people that would recognize me at the very start of the game, I knew the lower quality the game was, because it was like because the people that I'm used to playing with see me so much that I'm like a regular face. But when I start dropping too low to where I'm only playing against new players, they're always like, "Scar, I'm a big fan, dude. I love playing with you."
Dude, that's-
not,
you
not
know it's
saying,
bad.
not saying I hate my fans
Yeah.
or any of that. But if I get like multitude of people saying that in my games, I'm just like, these are people who've never played with me before. One, they're gonna get disappointed.
I must
Like,
be
just
in low
straight
elo.
up. And two, it's like I already know because I haven't seen them much. Like the quality level that's set is gonna be lower than what I expect. And so like that was like I thought that was funny.
Has anyone ever hit you guys with the "I'll give you blue buff if you go on a date with me"? That was my favorite solo queue strat.
Unfortunately, I have not.
Well, I mean,
I would say yeah, hell yeah.
I prefer.
If someone takes me out, it's free
my
food.
Yeah, what the heck, dude? It's
Oh.
better than me like them taking blue buff from me and telling me that like I'm a garbage ass fucking player.
Oh, people do that to me too. But then
Oh,
they
yeah.
also hit me with the
Okay.
only if you go on a date with me.
I'm just saying, like, anytime I'm in a game with Tarzan, I'm probably getting flamed like every fucking game. Like he's rank 1 in a ladder right now, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a monster.
Damn, I didn't know that. All right, I wanted to stay with the league train a little bit. I think you guys know a bit about the C9 scandal. You probably don't, but let me just explain a bit. So C9 is obviously one of the top league teams. They're still one of the top ones, right?
Yeah.
Either way, they're extremely popular.
Very popular.
And basically, their top 2 most popular players, as well as 2 pretty good players, Jensen and Sneaky, were recently benched. And they posted a video. They do like the TSM
Like
clips
behind
type
the
of
scenes,
thing.
like
Yeah, yeah.
TSM Legends. They also have like
Where
the
they
C9
film
thing.
stuff. They have the same thing for C9. So they posted the video of like them being told that they're benched. And it was a little bit awkward. And literally all you see is like Sneaky not really say anything. And then Jensen goes like, "Can I talk to you after this?" to Jack. But the weird thing about that was later on, Sneaky said on his stream that he didn't know that he was being recorded for that. And that was a big yikes for a lot of people, including me. Because when you think about it, I feel like pro players for any esport are already under so much pressure.
Yeah.
And like their life revolves around the game. And to throw in this like reality TV aspect to their lives must be so difficult. Like it probably feels like a lot to deal with. And then to have like, I'm trying to like put myself in Sneaky's shoes, and that must be such an uncomfortable situation. Like, what do you guys think of that? Do you think like it should be okay to be filmed 24/7? Is it okay that they did that? Do you think that he knew? Because a lot of people are like, well, like you can see a camera in a room, but
I think
maybe
the idea-
clearly he didn't know he was being recorded.
It's like similar to like when we do stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
we're okay with filming stuff, but like when it comes out, like we get final say, right?
Yeah, but
Whereas-
obviously they won't.
Well, yeah, for with the org it's different. Like they get the say, and like I'm sure they're gonna go back and be like, you know what, we fucked up. This was a bad move by us. And for me, yeah, why the fuck would you ever show that? What the hell? Yeah, if you ever bench a player, you bench him 1-on-1.
But you know, for
Yeah.
Cloud9, they're probably like, this is good content, and that's such a scary
no,
place.
No, there might be a thing where it's like we're using this to give like more of like because fans always want to see behind the scenes, and on top of that, they're justifying their move because their move is benching 2 fan favorites, right? So this is like part of their like this is like the behind the scenes justification of their move. But like, yeah, it backfired because like, people were like, "What the fuck is this shit?" Like, do it privately. Like, when you're benching players, like, none of that shit should ever be on camera. If you're benching someone, sure, whatever. You know, it's just
Explain it on camera, perhaps, but I don't. That reality show vibe gives me the heebie-jeebies because I know what it's like to be on the other side of that camera and like not knowing the content or like what people are going to do with what they're filming is like terrible. And if you're already so focused on being better, especially for people who may not like be very well-rounded as a person, that can be so detrimental to your mental health or like how well you can even practice in game. If you don't feel safe in your own environment, it's a yikes. What do you guys think?
So I like watched the C9 video, and I thought it was pretty interesting, honestly, to see it. But like, I think that should also always be in private. Like, just the benching of players. Like, it was kind of weird that like the whole team was just chilling there, like right behind them. Like, it was like the whole entire team, and they're like, Sneaky, Jensen, you 2 are benched, basically. It's like I feel like that should happen in private, and then the whole team should know like what's going on. Like, but the filming thing was
does
also
feel
kind of
kinda
weird. I
BM.
think it makes sense for them to like kind of film everything going on in the house. Besides a private conversation, like that wasn't a private conversation. It should have been, but it really wasn't. Like it was in front of the whole house. So I think it makes sense that they were like recording it for their series. But the conversation itself, it wasn't like the fact that they uploaded that. It was that the fact that they had that in front of everyone else. Like that just should have been private.
I don't know. I think I'd like to see the video. I don't know. It's strange. I mean, one side it's like I do think it's kind of strange that they didn't know cameras were rolling at all, or they weren't advised. When nobody was like even there was no say so. There wasn't like when when we're rolling something for even just for like the foolish videos that we're making, like camera's rolling.
Yeah, but
Like,
I
the
think
fact that
that's like
no,
planned.
no,
but then
but
when
I'm
they
saying-
do these like behind the
Exactly.
scenes series, you can't always tell. Like you should be able to tell.
Yeah, but
But-
even on the editor's side, I mean, and plus they didn't get to see the video beforehand, or there was nothing.
There's no way they
Yeah,
I
got
doubt
to see
right?
the video
it.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which
not.
I think that's a little,
'cause-
especially with something to that degree that plays with the player's image so
Well,
much.
It'd be
and
like TSM
plays-
Legends, right?
Yeah.
Like if they did a thing on you, you might not get to see it. Lena would get the final say, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
she runs that, so it'd be up to her discretion whether or not it goes or it doesn't. And
Yeah.
so if it does come out, whose head is on the top?
I think it's definitely like a bad look on it was C9, right?
Yeah.
I think it's definitely like a really bad look on C9's like production
Oh,
team.
people got fucking heated. Like people are just like, I've been C9 fans for years. This is the final straw. And I'm just like,
Aw.
Jesus, dude.
Because at that point you're playing with the player's brand and image.
Yep.
And you don't
That's
want to
scary.
negatively, I mean, even you don't want to negatively impact your own player's brand. And that's exactly what you're doing when you're recording them being benched in front of their teammates and blowing it up on the internet. So yeah, I think it's overall a really bad decision by them. Now I don't know like ethically if it was a bad or a good thing, but
Bad luck.
what was that?
Bad luck.
Yeah, it was definitely a bad look.
Definitely a bad look. Ooh, I think this might be our last topic for the day.
Hey, you came
What
with
is
10.
your? I do have more, but like we've been talking a hot minute. It's been over 2 hours.
That's great. My ass is hurting. Crazy. Holy shit. Keep going. Sorry.
Mo, you can help him out with that later. Anyways,
It's my job.
You can take it for the night. I've been dealing with Scarra for the past few weeks now. We're chilling.
Yikes,
Team sus,
dogs.
man.
But yeah, the last topic is a bit of a touchy one. So I'm sure most of you guys already know, but earlier this week, XXX Tentacion, that's how you pronounce it? I looked it up. Anyways, he unfortunately passed away in a shooting, I think at like a motorcycle store. And you guys know who he is, right? Yeah, he's a really popular rapper. Do you know?
Oh, I know of him.
Okay.
I don't listen to his stuff, but I know of him.
So, also, I don't feel like many people know this, but the police have made an arrest in his murder, which is nice. And the thing is, there's been a lot of kind of online drama surrounding his death because there were a lot of allegations against him, including like fan assaults, allegations that like he abused, I think, his girlfriend, a lot of different negative stories per se. So you see a lot of tweets or people posting online and saying like he got what he deserved, and then others being like, no, like you should let him, rest in peace. Everybody deserves, their peace when they pass away, etc., etc. So I'm wondering what you guys think about that.
About the whole like conflict between like situation. I'm put in a position where like I literally don't know shit, and so I'm like,
You don't say shit,
yeah,
right?
I'm like, rest in peace. I'm like, it was an unfortunate event. It sucks that it happened and that it can happen. And that's as far as I go. People want me to play tribute music, want me to talk about it all throughout my stream, and I'm like, I don't have anything to talk about.
I'm the same.
I don't know anything about like the actual
Details.
all the details on everything.
For
and
me-
I know for a fact that I like personally, I'm not gonna go and invest my time and then look into it.
Yeah. For me, the because they're ever since the onset of social media, like deaths are a common thing. Like you start to get desensitized to death here and there, and it's bad that we do. But like for instance, earlier in the year, Total Biscuit passed away.
Oh yeah.
And for me, he was a much bigger influence on my life because I used to go and look at his videos to literally decide what games I was gonna play. Like his review videos like determined what was I playing.
Yeah.
And so like he was someone where like he passed away. I was like, I met the person. I ate dinner with him. I met like Jenna as well. We sat down, we talked, and like I had a personal connection with him. Him dying, that fucking sucks. I felt really fucking bad about that. Unfortunately, this person dying, I don't listen to his music. All I can say, and like I don't know anything about these allegations. Nothing, no idea.
I'm in the same position.
And so for me, I'm like, well, I never want to wish death on someone.
Yeah.
If someone dies, that fucking
Yikes.
sucks. They die young, that's even worse. These allegations
and like
were,
the way he passed, even worse.
right. So like these allegations of him being a bad guy. Maybe he could have changed, maybe he couldn't. But again, similar to Myth, I'm not gonna take time out of my day to research him and go out of my way to make an opinion on him because I'm not that invested in him personally in any way, shape, or form. I just think it's a bad situation. It fucking sucks.
To add on to that, like, even the idea of doing that feels like pretty bad. Like, are you playing judge on someone's life? Like, people deciding whether or not someone deserved to die. Like, that's crazy to me.
Right now, as a streamer, people come to you for first impressions of everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I'm tired of that.
And they will
It's
take
like,
your...
just because we play video games and maybe, like, listen to us a couple hours a day does not mean that any of us are even, like, good judges or good people to listen to in regards to all topics.
Well, unfortunately, your word is gospel to them. So, like, not only do you have to watch what you're saying, even though they're only asking for first impressions, like, if you ever say anything, you have to do some sort of research on it. And, like, that kind of fucking sucks, to be honest. But that's just the power that's given to us from people who, like, constantly want to know our opinions about stuff, you know? There's a reason why reaction videos are so popular online. Because, like, people really do want to know, what do you think about this? I get that question asked every day. What do you think this champion is viable? What do you think about this champion? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? But like, this is just another version of that. But it's like the first impression. What do you think about this current event? What do you think about? And when it happens for me a lot of times, and I'm just like, I can't talk about that. I think it's especially common when someone talks about a political thing. I'm like, I don't follow politics at all. I didn't even know like this was happening. And it's like, even when someone tried to make a joke, they were like, how was it shaking Trump's hand? You know, this to seal the deal. And I'm like, what are they trying to say? And it turns out that like with me and this haircut looked like Kim Jong Un, and so they was trying to make a fucking joke, and I was like, that's actually funny. I like that.
Oh shit.
But like, yeah, for me, it's like I don't follow it, and I just think that it's unfortunate.
That's very funny.
So I'm probably a little different than all you three of you. I actually listen to his music a lot. Like I've listened to like all his older songs, like his like newer music, whatever. Like I like his music a lot, and to me, I don't know. His death didn't really sadden me. Like people's deaths, I don't mean to be like a dick or anything, but it was kind of just like whatever. Like it was like, oh shit, that's sad, but it's not like it didn't really hit me as hard as I'd expected to, since I do listen to his music a lot. But what was really sad too is like one, the way he died, obviously, but two, in case you didn't, he played League. He was a League player. He was actually a Yassuo main recently.
Really?
He was like, if you look, I looked up at his OP.GG. He was playing like 17 hours before like the news article came out. Which was like the day he was playing the day before, and like one of my friends who's a streamer and like a pro player, you know, like Insanity David, he listens to a ton of rap too, and one of X's like closest friends that he plays League with a ton, called Craig Zen, also streams, and he's like an artist, and like they talked, like he was in his chat, he's in my chat too, like Craig Zen, he's a nice guy, and like he was like, yeah, like maybe we'll play League in the future too, like all of us or whatever, and I was like, damn, that's pretty like dope, and like so it was pretty sad, but I don't know, the whole like wishing death upon it, like that's kind of just fucked up. Like I don't know, people could do fucked up things, just like if they die, it's kind of like, I don't know, you don't want to like you don't want to fucking shit on the dead, really. Like
something that scares me from a streamer side is like, so in a situation where it would seem clear cut what the streamer's response would be, that people are still curious as to what your response would be. You know what I mean?
It's because if you got a hot take, they want to be the first to know.
Exactly.
I feel like people just like want you to fuck up. You know?
Oh, like they like
paying you to fuck up.
Like sometimes they come in because it's more like they don't care about the opinions of other people as much as they care about the opinions of you. I'm sure you have hardcore Myth fans, hardcore Mo fans, hardcore Poki fans. They're just like, your word is actually gospel. Whatever you think, I think too. And like I know this for a fact because like I used to be like this. My brother was my god for when I was growing up, and it got so bad that my brother had to ask me stop liking the things that I like, because I would only eat my favorite food was his favorite food. And like that's what, literally I just copied him on everything. He was like, this is fucked up, stop doing this. I'm like, I didn't even realize, like I just really like you, you're my bro, I'm sorry. So it's like that's how I see it. It's like your fans are like, they trust your word because like they're building, and a lot of your fan base is really young, right, Myth? They're building their like moral compass around some of what
Isn't
you
that
say,
wild?
which is crazy, right? I built my morals around like fantasy books and like stuff like that, where I was like taught like right and wrong and like moral gray areas. I did a lot of reading when I was younger, you know, and like some people find it in religion, some people find it through like great like education, some people find it from different people, and like for a lot of your fans and even my fans, like they're finding it from us, and I think that that's like crazy and a little scary, where it's like I can influence someone to the way where like they think differently because I tell them to think that way. The sky is red, by the way, it's not blue, and they're like, well, maybe I have to think about that, because that's how much I mean to them and how much maybe you guys mean to your viewers.
I really want to urge people to ask these questions, but to ask them to multiple people and listen to like differing opinions. I think that's the best way to find your individuality. Like, you can't just listen to one person and their answers for everything all the time. Wait, why do you look at me like that? Are you wrong? Am I wrong?
The number one thing I tell people when they come into my chat is like, anything I say is right. No, I'm serious. So like, 'cause a lot of people question like my opinion on League of Legends, and like 99.9% of the time I'm right. So when I tell them that, I'm like, look, I'm always right, and if I'm wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong. So like, if I'm wrong in the future about something, I just say that. But I just thought it was really funny.
I mean, like, you can say that about League, but not about everything.
I'm always right.
Yeah. But it's rough. That's why, like, I don't just, like, continuously talking about stuff. Like, I want people to go out there and make their own opinions. And you can only do that by hearing many opinions. So on one hand, it's good to be asked these questions, but it's not good if the listener is only listening to you. So yeah, that's my point.
Someone just walked past in the dinosaur onesie, so
Yeah.
we just got a little distracted.
House is a little weird. Is there anything else you guys want to talk
5
about?
more questions.
Oh,
Keep
wait. Yeah, no, I wanted to say, okay, maybe I'm going a little extra with this one, but it's on the same topic. So there was this video that came out, and a few days before he passed, X was talking about how, like, he was doing this Instagram live, and he was like, I know, like, I've messed up in the past, but, like, the thing that makes me feel better about all of this is that I hope that even if I die in a few days, this was literally a few days before he passed. It's like, even if I die or like get shot or something, I just hope that like my music reaches like these 5 million kids, and that they take that energy and like do something positive with it. And it was just like a very nice, positive video, and obviously very sad to watch after knowing that he passed. But it seemed like a situation where someone had done messed up things, but was looking to repent in a sense or change and do better with his life, right? I'm just kind of setting the scene. I don't know how to word this properly, but what do you guys think about, like, nature versus nurture, basically? Right? No, I'm serious.
Nature
That's
versus
so
what?
extra. Nature versus nurture. It makes me feel like maybe this was a person who was, like, born into an environment where he ended up doing bad things, but when he was like given the opportunity and resources to do better, it seems like he's changing and doing better. It just makes it so hard to judge people out there, don't you
I
think?
didn't realize I was coming to like philosophy 101, We're gonna, like,
Okay, that's
talk
why I
about
thought.
this?
Listen, you were like, you said you had 10 topics, so here I am, Scarra. Here I am.
I think that I always think that people.
You know, wait, can I just say something? I love
You want my
having.
opinion, and
No, no,
then,
no.
What the fuck?
No,
You
wait,
just
no,
cut me
wait.
off?
I
You think I'm
love-
or something? You think that's okay?
Wait, what happened?
Don't worry about it.
I love having Scarra on the podcast because he will absolutely answer everything. Mo's like, are you guys talking about pizza yet?
Dude, listen, I
But,
don't like
like-
to force myself into this situation. If everyone's quiet and then I'm like, all right, I'll give my opinion now. I'm like, it's not that I don't care enough.
You
but
need to
like,
force.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry. Go on,
I
Scarra.
love you, Mo. Just interject anytime.
Mm-hmm.
But not when I'm talking.
Because everything he says is right.
Correct. I always am of the belief that you're a product of your environment, and that's generally how I've seen it. Is like, what like the way you're shaped, whether your morals are through the people that surround you or like the environment that surrounds you, and so that's just how I see everything. You expect me to talk a lot about
Entirely.
this? For the most part, yeah. It's like I just think human beings are like a large majority is just a product of their environment, and so.
Do you have any willpower over that?
Yeah, you do for sure. But,
Okay.
But like you have the ability to change that, of course. But you're also put in different scenarios depending on like who you surround yourself with, whether it's like a certain group of friends or like just like people will define what you say. I think the easiest way to talk about this is just look at how common phrases get picked up within groups of friends. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure even the words like tilted, like a lot of the league like vernacular when you're talking about streamers, boosted, you know.
What do you mean?
But
Yes.
well, it's all that stuff is just picked up because like you listen to it nonstop and it affects you. You know, and then even Twitch culture, right? Where you're on Twitch all the time, and all of a sudden, like instead of
You're
saying
saying Monka S out loud.
exactly, and like you're saying like poggers or like stuff like that, and you know
That's Poki.
honestly, people disgust me when they say that, but.
When they say poggers in real life?
My whole house does it. So
Yeah.
actually,
Don't lump me in with them.
oh yeah, me and Mom are cool, but like everyone else does it. But it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. You're still okay for now. But yeah, you have a choice to change. That's what I'm saying. But
I have to move out of the house to change.
you're
I
the
have to change my
problem.
environment.
You cause the environment. You're the problem. But that's what I think. Like that's my biggest like I guess example of that is that when you surround yourself with stuff like that, you just pick it up. You know. Talking different, using different words, and that's really what I believe about people.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and I think it's like I guess the most difficult thing in talking about nature versus
Versus nurture.
is like so yeah, in his case where he started kind of exploring different things and learning different things about the world and put in different environments, it's hard to take somebody that's in their environment, especially when the environment is kind of crafted to where you're not allowed to see outside of the environment, where your entire reality is sort of crafted based on the environment.
We talking about some cult shit, right?
Well, not really, but
I'm kidding.
but yeah, so it becomes one of those things where you're talking about willpower. Yeah, you probably have the willpower. You do have the willpower over it, but it's also like an educational thing, where like if you're not taught or viewed or exposed to what life could be outside of your environment, you will never know.
You'll never make that push.
Yeah, your entire reality will be based off of, and your actions will be entirely based off of the environment you're in. And it reminds me of the there's this short story about basically kind of something like this where you have like 4 guys in a cave or in a dark cave or whatever, and then one of them ends up getting out randomly, luckily, comes back in and tells people about the world. And people are like, and the 3 men in the cave are still like, you're crazy, you're a psychopath. There is no blue sky. There's only darkness in this cave, and and just water and rocks and shit. So it's like I think it's more of it's an education thing, in my eyes.
I just hope like things like this lead to people being less judgmental. Like when I see Mo, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, I have no clue you guys are even talking about, to be
I
honest.
knew it. I knew it. But yeah, I just hope.
Have you ever heard that though? Plato's Cave?
I've heard of it, but I didn't actually.
Yeah,
Like,
super
I don't know of
interesting.
it.
Yeah.
I'll look into it.
Surprised you brought that up.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Myth's not a Dumbo.
Sorry, I surround myself with other people like.
That are Dumbos? I understand.
Don't look at me.
I
I'm smart
understand.
out here, right?
Oh, my bad.
You didn't even know what we were talking about.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I just zone out so much.
I
It's
do
crazy.
want to say on that one.
Sounds like a
on that
Yassuo
one
player.
thing is like, the one thing I've learned throughout my life is that like I don't really like to talk about stuff. You know, it's like if something's gonna happen, like there's a degree that I'll hype it up, but like I prefer if actions speak for your words instead. So if he says something like, "Hey, I'd love to know," like if he was really apologetic, like I would like to see like X or Y. Maybe he did like X or Y, like things
Oh
that
no,
help
yeah,
people.
he
don't even
did.
know
He was
about,
like
yeah.
all out on charities for like a long time.
Right. Like I don't know exactly. Like I didn't research
Yeah.
it, right?
We
But
don't
like
know shit.
that speaks so much more to me than anything else, you know. And just in general, it's like something that like I will try not to do for myself or my fans is like say that like, hey, like I don't know, I don't want to talk up something I'm never gonna do.
I feel that. I just wanted to bring it up because I feel like not enough people like look at others and their negative actions as perhaps a product of their environment. Instead, like it's so easy for us to just like judge this person, dismiss them as like being nothing or irrelevant or unimportant or just a bad person in themselves. But it's like I feel like at the end of the day, most people, if not everybody, has potential to do good and be good. Okay, I don't want to get too cheesy. Is there anything else you guys wanted to discuss today?
Honestly, follow me at twitter.com/tsm_myth, and I think that you guys really like my Twitter. I'm really good at Fortnite.
A lot of Fortnite rants.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram.com/myth, MYTH.
Oh yeah.
Is it just Smith?
3 million. 3 million, by the way.
That's too
Twitch.tv
much.
/TSM_myth. If you don't already know what Amazon Prime is, you get a free Twitch subscription with every Prime account. And you know you can use that by
On
clicking the little
twitch.tv
subscribe button at the
/YSSUO.
top right.
Or on the bottom right if you're on mobile.
Oh.
Oh, I knew he was
Let's
into the song.
go.
I knew it. I knew it. Huh?
I checked my phone. I don't have that.
Is it
I
on
think
the
you have to
bottom right?
update. You have to update.
Maybe.
Chat, is it on the bottom right or not?
Test it out. Make sure it works.
Yeah. On this channel or the other ones. No, but for real, this is Scarra, Myth, and Yassuo.
Say it. Say
How
it.
do you pronounce it?
How about you say it?
I say Yassuo.
Yassuo.
Yassuo is
I
how you
can't
pronounce
believe
it
it.
without the S.
What are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Yassuo. No, it's
Yassuo.
Yassuo.
It is on the bottom right. God
Yassuo.
bless.
Like the champion, but with 2 S's instead of 1. Also known as Mo, the baboon of offline TV.
Put
Pinoy's.
offline TV in my goddamn name.
it's Pinoy's.
Don't you taint my reputation? My reputation like that. I got
You
a
live
reputation
here
to
right now.
uphold.
You live
You
here.
actually are an offline TV member now.
Don't do it to me.
Dude.
Temporary.
Mo, you always be like for me. You always.
I'm just
I'll
Scar's
take
title
your
buddy.
place.
No.
Take it, please. They need a black person as this. That's
Dude,
what
I
they
heard.
It's true.
You're
We're
You're
looking.
Pinoy
Do
second.
they pay you?
Hmm?
Do they pay you?
Hell no.
No.
He pays us for rent. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
I don't know about that one.
What?
All right. Well, we had a.
All right, yeah, we gotta end.
I'm not moving.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do me a big favor and check all these lovely people out. I'm gone for the rest of the week because I'm going to be in Anaheim, but you get
Going
to
to
watch
VidCon?
all of them. I hope it'll be fun, but I think no one else is going anyways. That's besides the point. Thank you guys for watching. Last shout outs. Ooh, PokiMerch.com. I have like 3 shirts left. If you're an extra small, check it out.
YouTube.com Poki ASMR as well. Try to bring that back. We're trying
Actually,
we're
I have a
trying to
video
spark
I'm
a revolution.
posting tomorrow, after tomorrow.
Oh my.
This is a DL.
I get tingles, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Let's
Wait, you
go.
listen to ASMR?
Oh yeah, that's how I found. That's like how I found Poki.
No, like people keep saying
Yeah.
like you only became friends with Myth when you became popular, but it's like no, I knew you like right before the huge
Dude,
come up.
my opinion of you was like, it was like, oh my god, you know, he's quoting Plato. Holy shit! This is, and then like Poki ASMR. Oh, man, it's
You don't like ASMR?
everyone has flaws.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, I've not listened to more than like.
Okay.
You can
5 minutes
expect
of one.
these two back on the podcast someday. I'm not sure about this side of the. All right, guys, give your shout outs. Sell out. Come on.
Hi.
Twitter.com and
They
Twitch.
do all of them for me. It's not fair.
Yeah,
TSM_myth or myth Google myth.
I'll find that TV. I'll find
That's
that.
actually a baller ass shout out.
What?
Google myth.
Google Myth?
Google Myth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could say Google Mo. There's no way
Wait.
that would fucking work. Actually, no, it does work.
Bang.
Google Mo space LOL.
Google
There you go.
Scarra.
There you go. That works.
And honestly, Google Lily Pichu too. She's been great.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.